Am I live there?
You're live here.
And I'm live here. Lord, let us have a good connection today.
Really good.
Hi. Welcome to our Alley Marketplace. This is Sarah. And today we're going to be doing door hangers because we have a fall door hanger party coming up next week on the November, just a minute. Our Vanna White, Callie, is going to run check. But we have a door hanger party coming up. We've had some requests for door hangers, so I got that set up, and we're going to do some fall door hangers. We'll have a few different options. What does it say? I think it's like November, the first week of November.
It says Sarah Pelican on the 4th.
Right. There's a pelican or a bird of your choice on the 4th.
Door hanger fall Christmas. That's November 9th.
November 9th. Okay, that's a Thursday at 6 p.m. And you'll be able to choose your door hanger. We'll have several fall ones available. And then I have this new one that I got together for y'all. I have such a mess here because I'm painting many different things. This is a fun one that we just came up with. It's one of the ones where you would do different attachments to it. It says, welcome to our home, and then there's a space for where you would do an attachment, and we have attachments for each season. But the cool thing about it is when you sign up for it, you can add, I don't know if you can see, it says the Howells. So you can add your name, personalize it to your door hanger. And then like you would come for the fall class on Thursday the 9th. And we would etch it with your name in it, and you would paint it, and then we would give you the fall attachment for it, and we would set it up with the Velcro. There's a pumpkin. We could do a ghost. And then you could come back and buy the other attachments for it. Or as the year goes, just pop in and paint an attachment here in the shop if you wanted to. You could come in on a Saturday, any day of the week, really, and we would set you up with paint, and you could buy the attachment and paint it. There's attachments for every season. And, look at this. This is super cool. Spider attachment. I love this one. Yeah. But the fun thing is that you could, it's endless. Like you could call up here and say, hey, I want to come in on Saturday and I want an attachment that has a birthday cake on it with a 16 because my child's turning 16, and we'll cut it for you. We can do specialized attachments, anything you want. So anyways, this is just something cool that I wanted to show y'all. Maybe I'll paint it on another day. But today, I'm going to toss this out of the way. Today I'm going to paint this one that says Hello Pumpkin, and it's one that'll be offered for that door hanger party. I broke its little stem already, but I can glue that on. It has the attachment, the pumpkins on the bottom, and then at the top it has the hello and then the letters that spell pumpkin across it. So it's super cute and fun. So we're going to start. I'm going to show you how I would paint this. We are going to start with the base. And I think that, so when you're doing a door hanger on wood and you're going to be showing the grain, make sure that you do it where your grain is going across. You don't want to paint it where your grain is going diagonal because you want their eyes to look across the door hanger. It's just something that's visually more appealing. People think things are prettier when they're symmetrical. So, and that goes for anything in life. If you look at something that's all crazy and unsymmetrical, it's hard to comprehend what you're seeing, and it's frustrating. So that's tip number one. You use your grain to show, just like I tell you to use your brush strokes and do them up and down and side to side. So I'm going to lay it flat where I can see that my grain is going across. And I'm going to break up the space a little bit because I think that would really pop it out. So I'm going to create a wider space on the bottom and a line through the middle. Use my pencil here. And I also want to create a faux stain. If you don't want to like get out your stain and make a big mess or whatever. So the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to use brown. This is a burnt umber. That's my favorite brown color. Raw umber is a little bit warmer than burnt umber, but you have to use acrylic. You cannot use chalk paint. Don't try this with chalk paint. It doesn't work. So you use acrylic paint. I use a baby wipe. You could use a rag, a wet rag, something that's just a little bit damp. And I'm going to, so this is the bottom of the door hanger. I'm leaving black fingerprints from the laser cutter. My hands are black from the laser cutter. So what you're going to do is, oh, I lost a connection. Hold on, I got to connect this. Continue. Sorry if you're watching. I lost a connection.
You're still here on
Instagram.
Art Alley Marketplace Live is still, like Instagram, and your Instagram is still live.
Okay, but our Alley Marketplace Facebook,
Let me check that one.
because it's telling me it lost connection. Well, while it's waiting, I'm on there. Okay.
It looks like.
Okay, I'm connected. Okay, so like I said, you're gonna use acrylic paint. This is burnt umber. It does a really good stain color. So I'm literally going to squirt just some across here. Oh gosh, it's got one of those things. One of those. I'm going to squirt some on here. This is clumpy. But I'm going to actually use this. So you want to take your baby wipe and just wipe it across the wood grain. You don't need too much. The more you use, the darker it'll be. The less you use, the lighter it'll be. Which is, we want it to look like just a regular brown stain. And this is such an easy way to do this. If you didn't know already, you don't have to worry about the smell and wearing gloves and all that junk, but it really goes across here beautifully. And you can see the wood grain. And I just love that. See how that looks? Let me add the other camera here so people can see it up close. Okay, so see that? How it just looks like stain. Isn't that a cool thing? Do not use chalk paint. You have to use acrylic paint if you want to do this. I've tried other paints. It doesn't work. So I'm also going to add one to the top half here, and then I'll probably do a white in the middle. And if you go over your lines, that's okay. We're going to come back with paint. But that's why it's important to line your wood grain up. Now, when I'm painting, I'm not using the acrylic paints. I'm using the chalk paints because I think they cover well. It's worth it to me to spend a little bit more money on chalk paint. And I have over the years collected. When I was pulling colors out for this jar right here, I literally used 5 years ago. I bought it 5 years ago and I'm still using it. Like, it just lasts forever and you can just add a little bit of water to it whenever you need to. So I'm going to paint white in the middle before we do our pumpkins. And Callie,
Yes.
Vanna White, our Vanna White Callie, I'm going to let her tell you what classes we have coming up.
Okay. Get a little closer to the microphone.
You can come over here if you want to.
Okay. I have to try to like decipher this too.
Oh no.
I know, it's really messed up. Yeah. So this weekend, Saturday, we have the Rolling on the River Market.
Ooh.
In downtown Monroe, just down the street from us along the river. There's going to be all sorts of different artists and makers with booths. There's going to be food trucks and music and all sorts of fun stuff. That'll be 2:30 to 8 p.m.
Oh, and it starts late in the day, huh?
Yeah. So
It actually starts at 4, but I put 2:30, so I'd be there.
oh,
So
okay.
that's
Sorry.
cool.
Sorry.
Wow, you look good today. Let me introduce you to our
boss, babe.
CEO and operator of gallery here. Look at this woman. This is Katie. She is our CEO. She runs the gallery. She schedules everything. She also runs Art Crawl.
Yeah.
What else? Like, you do everything.
I
Yeah.
try to do a little bit of everything. I think I just try to make myself crazy.
If you ever want to know about anything going on in the creative communities, Katie is the one to talk to.
Katie's the girl.
Well, I'll
Katie's
find
the-
out for you.
Yes, she
Okay.
will. She knows everybody. So she's looking really nice today. You had to go speak somewhere?
I went to the women's symposium and I ran a panel.
Oh, that's cool. Go women.
Yeah, there was a lot of men there actually.
Really?
A lot of men at my table.
Single men?
I think they were there with their girlfriends.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they got stuff from their girlfriends, so it was like they had to go out on their own. It was full of women, and they were like, and they asked us questions about like entrepreneurship and like how we got started. And all
Hey,
that
that's
fun
really
stuff.
cool. Yeah.
It was a really cool experience. I got lost at UM, so that was fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's gotten so much bigger. Like there's so much happening over there now.
Yeah,
Like it looks different.
I walked an entire football field or more, and I had parked right next to where I was supposed to be.
Oh, my God. That
That's
happens,
way.
yeah.
It
It's like
was
you're a
great.
freshman in college again.
Okay, well, I didn't go there, so I didn't know anything, and Starbucks moved, and it threw everything off.
Threw everything off.
Oh yeah. What's that? Yeah. Oh no. Where's it now?
It's not on the corner of that building by you anymore.
Uh-huh.
It's inside of like
Oh no.
A
That was
cafeteria
my
area?
emergency, coffee place. If everywhere else was crazy.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Dang.
So you had to park and get out of your car and walk inside.
Oh no, thank you.
Well, you had to do that before for the other one, but
Oh yeah.
the
but it
parking was
like-
right in front of it.
Yeah, it was right in front.
Yeah.
But
Noted.
it went great. It was me and the makery at one panel, and there was a bunch of other businesses there too.
Were they all creative businesses or?
No, just all women-owned entrepreneurs. There was financing. There was boutiques. There was
Well, that's cool.
educational background, fabric stores, all kinds of stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I think all of them were local. I didn't get to meet any of the other panelists because we're kind of like stuck on one
Yeah,
table.
you're just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
a little rolling into the thing.
Yeah. But I was happy I made it.
Yeah.
Well, we are too, and you look wonderful. Thank you so much.
Give me an excuse to actually wear my trousers.
Oh, I love it. It looks great on you. It's so cute.
If anyone wants these, they're at Sam's.
Oh.
All right, Reppin'
Good to
Sam's
know.
Club. We are not sponsored by Sam's Club, but we will be if you want us to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam's.
All right, so literally this took about 5 minutes. We've now faux stained the top and bottom and put a white stripe across the middle.
Cool. What are
Yeah.
you making?
Making one of the fall door hangers that we're going to offer at our door hanger
Ooh, that's this
problem.
Cute.
Door hanger problem.
hanger problem.
That's what I said. Okay, so
Can't have problems.
I'm going to set this to the side and we're going to work on the pumpkins now. This is the
Yeah.
part I really wanted to show y'all how I paint my pumpkins. So you can be traditional. You can go and do all orange pumpkins. I like to do orange, green, and white. Or or blue. Because there's so many cool pumpkins out there right now.
I like different tones too. But
Yeah.
one color just makes it too bland.
I went pumpkin shopping the other day with somebody and he had no idea that pumpkins came in all these colors. So I was like, yeah, pumpkins are cool.
Yeah. I really like white pumpkins.
I like the green and the white and the warty ones, like the
Yeah.
warty green ones. I love those.
Yeah.
So my favorite pumpkin color that I use every year is Dixie Belle's terracotta. It's my go-to pumpkin color. And I'm gonna go ahead and open up my brown and my putty because I like to mix it in. I'm gonna show you how to get depth on these pumpkins. so that they aren't just flat two-dimensional. And if all you can do is flat two-dimensional, that's great too. Outlines make that pop out. So let me open the white. I like to triple and double dip, so I'm just gonna have everything ready here.
Would you like me to talk about more things?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, our
guitarist is here.
Yeah, he just arrived.
Austin, yes.
We've got a hat class this Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. We have our.
In the hat class, your hat is provided. You pay for it when you pay for the class, and you'll be learning to like burn on it and write on it and paint on it, right?
Yeah, and you like add all sorts of ribbons and flowers and stuff. Like it looks like a really fun class. Everybody that comes out of that class looks like they just had
so much fun, yeah.
And they're like all so proud of their hats, and they just look like such a fun fall accessory. So it's a great class. We've got our clay pottery class, which is like our most popular, seems like, because we do it.
It's a two-part class,
yes,
isn't it?
It is a two-part class.
Yeah.
So this one is full. I'm pretty sure it's full up, but that will be the 21st and the 28th. Our next one for the pottery class will be November 11th. But that one's always so much fun. Everybody has a really great time with that one. And then, like I said, Saturday we have our Rolling on the River Market. Then on the 26th, Sarah here is going to be doing Paint Your Own Mascot.
Yeah, we're doing another mascot class this next week.
Yes.
That was really popular. And if you have a mascot you want that's like national or not offered at a different college, we'll cut it for you. Just give us time.
And what's the time on that class? Because it's not written here.
6 o'clock. Is it a weekday?
Yeah, Thursday.
6 o'clock.
Okay. And on that same day, we have a charcuterie board class from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
So that'll be going on at the same time.
Yes. And there's the Halloween cookie class that was moved. Halloween cookie decorating class will also be on Saturday. This Saturday, the 21st. Looks like there's an arrow that moved it over. 10 a.m. to noon. Amy Hobbs will be doing a Halloween cookie decorating.
Okay.
And then the 28th, which is a Saturday, is also a Sassy Snowman class.
Okay.
It says 2 p.m. on canvas. Oh, you painting on canvas.
I guess they are. It's not me.
Oh,
It's the mixed media person, I think.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so on this pumpkin, I'm going to show you now how I get the dimensions, because think about how the pumpkin is rounded, and where your lines are where the creases are. So you want to go dark in the creases and light in the middle. So I'm going to use a little bit of brown, and I'm going to use my little palette here with water on my brush. Just don't be afraid of water. The wetter it is, the smoother it goes. I'm going to paint on the outside of that crease. And I'm just going to create just I almost want to say horse line, because it's not sharp. It's like if your voice was hoarse and cracking. I don't know why that works for me. But I'm going to paint the outside of all these little lines right here to do the crease. And once I've done that quickly before it dries, I'm going to dip back into my orange, and I'm also going to get it wet. And I'm going to come back now on the outsides of those and blend them in with the wet paint so that they are darker, closer to the creases. Because you don't want you just want it to be very subtle. Just always remember it's darker where it's furthest away and lighter where it's closest to you, or the light even. Like what would the light hit first? If something was round, it would hit the part that was sticking out the furthest. So once I've blended that in all the way around, I'm going to do a little dip in some white. And now I'm going to come into the middle. Ooh, it's too wet. I'm going to come into the middle with my white. I'm going to add more orange to that. And remember, your paint dries darker. It always shows up a little bit darker. We're going to the pumpkin patch this weekend. It's like my mom and sister do it every year. And I think this is the first year I'm not working and I can actually go. My grandson's coming. Super stoked about that. Because he's the cutest. Okay, so don't be afraid to play with it a little bit. But you can see that just that little bit of dark in there really helps the dimensions to pop out. Don't be afraid to keep going and playing with your paint. As long as it's pliable, it's wet, you can still go over it. And if you don't like the way it turned out and you want to go back to just doing flat one color, do that too. Because you are allowed to do whatever you want to. But this is how I make my pumpkins look more three-dimensional. By going dark around the edges of the lines. Those lines are there to highlight with or to outline, but you can see by just using extra wet paint and coming back with light and dark, I've now made the pumpkin actually ripple across like it would if you were looking at it in real life. All right, so that's my orange pumpkin. Now I'm probably going to just use the same brush. I'm going to do a green pumpkin. I love the green pumpkins. I think I'm going to do green on this side. So I'm going to just start with a base coat here. I'm going to use my Dixie Belle Evergreen and Limeade. I should own Dixie Belle stock. I've spent so much money on this paint, but it's so good. It's really good paint. And I do let my paint classes use it too. So I'm going to put this base coat of the evergreen. And I'm going to do the same thing with the brown for the creases, but I'm going to use a limeade instead of white for the highlights. So once I've got my base coat, again, with the brush strokes, you want to do strokes in the direction of the actual, what would you even call those, panels? I don't know, pumpkin shape. So I'm going to hit the outsides of the lines again to create the depth. And then I'm going to get my limeade, which is a really fun lime green color. I'm going to get it a little bit wet here so that it blends really well. And I'm going to come in on start with this top piece. So use those round brush strokes and pull to the outsides. And if I were able to go back and start over, I probably would start with the two pumpkins that are under. I broke my own rule here. Usually you do the things underneath first and then you come back with what's on top. All right, let's see. I need to get Austin on here.
We do. We for sure do.
Austin is our resident guitarist. He teaches guitar lessons on Wednesdays. He's really good. He's part of a local group called
Dead Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning
String band.
String Band.
Yeah. They just played a festival in Mississippi.
Nice.
So I stepped out to ask him how it went. He said it was a really good time.
I bet.
Yeah.
I love a good festival. All right, I'm going to come back with the darker evergreen, and I'm going to pull up from the bottom just to show the underneath side of it. That it the shadow underneath. Austin, come say hi to our followers.
All right, okay,
We're just saying we need to have you on sometime.
So this is Austin. He teaches guitar lessons.
Hello.
He's part of the Dead Reckoning String Band.
Yep, something like that. That's right.
Do you teach like all types of guitars?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Do you do more than guitar or just like bass?
Man, if y'all, I do have a couple bass students.
Yeah.
But I've had like a couple mandolin guys come through.
Mandolin?
Banjo.
Oh, nice.
But if you tell me what you want ahead of time, I'll go pick it up.
Yeah, like
He'll
he's
figure it
good.
out.
I'll tell you right now, he's good. He does. If you want to get in touch with him, you can contact him on his Facebook page, or you can call up here and we can get you in touch with him.
Yep.
So that's Austin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You'll have a good day.
You too. All right. So it's okay to swipe a little bit of brown in here. Pumpkins are dirty.
Yeah.
I've got mine sitting out. I learned the little trick about soaking them in water and bleach.
Really?
What-
How's that? Like
They last really long time.
Ah.
Yeah, like every time I buy pumpkins, I bring them home and I soak them in a mixture of water and bleach for I usually do about 15 minutes, and then I'll like turn it so the other side's in the water for 15 minutes, and they usually last the whole season. They don't rot at all.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good tip.
pro pumpkin tip.
Yeah.
And like I said, as long as your paint is wet, play around with it until you get your desired. I never just paint and walk away. Like I keep brushing until I get what I want.
That's what I do too.
Yeah, like just keep going over it till you get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of water goes a long way to make your paint pliable. So there's my green one. I used the dark coming up from the bottom, the limeade in the middle, and the brown on the edges here to give it a really good three-dimensional look. Now I'm going to wash out my brush and we're going to do white and blue on this little, what are the white ones called? Princess pumpkins?
Well, I have no idea.
They all have names.
I did not know that.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to start with a base coat of white. And then I'm going to come in with some dusty blue. When I'm doing pumpkins, I either like to do dusty blue or vintage duck egg, which is a pretty green blue. But I don't know if I have that color. I didn't see it when I was pulling out my paint. I might need to go buy it. So I'm going to come in with the white first. I am going to do the brown in the creases, but that's going to come after I add my blue. So I'm going to take my blue and I'm just going to paint right over the top of this white to give it a really faint blue color. It's almost a gray color. I love this dusty blue color.
Mm-hmm. That's really
Isn't it pretty?
It's really pretty against like the orange pumpkin, especially. Like it just.
I always think it would make a beautiful nursery color.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful color.
These paints are really good for furniture and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you go to their website, for each color, they show you like finished pieces and how they did it and tutorials. Like Dixieville is really good at teaching you how to use their products.
That's awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to take my brown. I still got a little bit in that little area. It's not quite enough. I'm going to mix it in.
Everyone's so quiet today. No comments.
I know.
I see people watching, but nobody's got any questions or anything.
So we're going to do the brown right here, like the other ones, and the outsides of the creases. And when I say outside, it's just because of the way I'm looking at it. And then I'm going to come back and smear it in with the blue a little bit so that it's not so dark all the way across. And then I'm going to come back with the white and the blue mixed. And when you get that first panel is when you start to see your depth coming in. All right, I love that. And there's a little bit of the dark blue coming from the bottom like we did with the green, just to give it a shadier, more shade on that bottom area. Look at that, so pretty. I love it.
I
There it
love
is.
it. It looks so good.
Pumpkins.
Beautiful.
All right, we're gonna let that dry. I'm gonna do the stems, show you how I do the stems to give them just a little bit of depth. I broke one of the stems, but I got the piece and I'm gonna glue it on later. Never fear. You can do magic with a little E6000. Okay. So when I'm doing these stems, you want to make them look curved because they aren't just flat. So the way that I do that is I will start with my dark brown first, and I'll paint the whole stem. I'm using chocolate brown, which is the darkest of the browns in the Dixie Belle. Then chalk paint. I'm going to do all 3 stems first. And then I'm going to come back over them with a little bit of putty to highlight them and give them the roundness.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. I don't know if they can hear him on that.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to have come on.
All right. I'm going to paint this little broken piece. Okay. And if you break something like that, you can sand it off or you can glue it back together. Now I'm going to take my same brush and I'm going to dip it in the putty. I'm going to blot it off a little bit. So it's not super thick on my brush, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull from side to side in a little bit of an arcing motion. And that's going to give it the rounded look. So I'll start at one side and I'll just gently pull across in a light arc. Now, I did not bear down and make it equal side to side because I'm only trying to create that highlighted on one edge of it. And if you do it just straight down like that, really lightly, you're going to see that it gives it the illusion of being curved. See how I did that? Can you see that, everybody? So you just want to give it that light arcing motion.
Yeah.
And you could either go down or come up. As you do that and practice it, you'll learn that one way creates the illusion of this and the other way creates a different illusion. Now I'm also going to just lightly touch the edges of these little swirly doos. All right, and that's how you get a 3-dimensional stem. Pretty easy. So the only thing I'm going to do now is paint. Is that dry
Yeah.
enough?
Yeah.
Dry enough to lay this on?
I think so.
Because I don't know if they want to watch me paint all the letters. Okay, so I left the big part for the bottom. So when I go to glue this on, it'll go right here. And it's okay that it comes up onto the white part. It'll go right there when I glue it on. That's so cute. Look at that.
I love it.
I know. You can paint these at our paint class in 2 weeks on the 9th.
Yeah, we have spots available.
Yes.
Give us a call at the shop.
So there's the hello. And I'll paint these letters. I think I'll paint the pumpkin orange. Is that the way that you goes? I can't tell. I'll paint the pumpkin orange, and then I'll paint hello. I might paint it like yellow or black.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna have to scoot out. Always lay your stuff out first. Don't just start gluing it down
Mm-hmm.
at all. Oh, where's the eye?
I think next to your hand.
Oh. So let's see.
That is so cute.
I know. I think that goes like that. I'm doing it upside down. Sorry if I lay something wrong. Look at that. Look how adorable that is. Hello, pumpkin. So cute.
Love it.
And you would just glue it down with like some E6000 or some Gorilla Glue or Super Glue. I like to sit something heavy on it overnight when I do that glue just to like bond it really well. This is so cute. So we're having our class on November 9th and the 26th is the mascot class, which is fun too. That fills up really quick. And then November 9th, you can do a fall door hanger. Or you can do the interchangeable one. I think there'll be 2 other options on there, one with the turkey and something else. But and if you just have a door hanger that you see online and you really like, send us a message and a picture. We can design something up for you like that if you want to do it yourself. But so I hope the feed was good today and everything was perfect and clear. And we'll see you on Friday. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Hopefully Tracy will be back with me on Friday. And thanks so much. Be sure you're following all our pages. Bye. That is so cute.